Tab kalenjin abo betut nebo Rani tetutiet kainenyu ko Dennis ako kimi eng ngalalet tuguk cheteset kemitei sege kityo koyengen nenyi koit cheterterchin chebo kalenjin. Chamgei arap sawe, chamgei betusiek.
Chamgei kabisa arap kemboi chamgei manye ngalyo.
Kikomach kochang'a betusiek.
Nga betusiek.
Kong'ete kebutan kewek kolya.
Nga tugun chekikwa. Kile betusiek tai syllabus.
Syllabus.
Ako man syllabus.
Lene koret.
Koret. Kale kokiyai ki ne reduce recycle.
Cabinet.
Which is kakile ng'aliondonoto koboishe mising eng waste management. The best way nekimanage any waste ko kakile you reduce, reuse and recycle.
Recycle.
Yes.
Mising ay kalale kit nebo kamanut mi kong'alale biik kabisa ako kale biik cabinet no kokibutan tugul. So angen ale maki legal experts.
Yes.
Lakini kwakere an article nebo constitution.
Yes.
Akabwati ale tekeiye kekose chechang akoba noto. Kokakimwa kele kokake dismissenin. Ko korom ne as tekewekun in the same point in the same place. Ako ngewekun koyache keyai kit nekilen justifying. Kele amune sikewek chito konyo kamasta noto. So this whole issue kokekere koko celebrate another CSS wakere Alice Wahome koimange ako celebrate ko another scenario kora nikotangulin pa Kilifi kotem komwachi biik kole wekse inendet cabinet Aisha Jumwa kowake biik kabisa ako yamaja biik ngalechoto ak ne so ko testai tuguk chechang eng this scenario ko une kokertano
eng iman ko reactions chebunu biik. Personally ko abwati ale justified reactions amu ko ole kemwaite komi reactions mara tatu. Mi biik chekale Gen Zs kale Gen Zs in maipchine chit arap Ruto. Kale the president did not listen to us. Koibut cabinet akiweku nusu chebo biik chekomi cabinet. Kokobane ibut kitabutani kityo biik chekomokoyae kasi akometa bichu amu kinkwamwan kole kabut cabinet ko expectation ko kotaya fresh ko that is one of the voices. Ngaliot age nemwoe biik ko kale biik mi biik chekiyae kasi chekoyamegei kiwek. Ko ngalechuto komi biik cheterchin biik ngap kole chito kiyai kasit anom kolenin kiyai kasit anom. Lakini ikere nguno generally ole kimwoitoi biik ko kalas kimikoya kasitab Kindiki, kimikoya kasitab Miano, kimikoya kasitab Duale. Ko kokiwek arap Chirchir. Sine ko kimakas mising biik cheikale oisto arap Chirchir Davis. Ako kora kongiwek ko tom komwa biik kora mising kole kolya sikewek amu ni arap Chirchir ko kikipen a low profile kidogo so machanga ngalek mising and especially ministry nekokimut nebo public service ne very close to the people. Of course ki close to the people energy but I think public service komache chi makoi affordeni isis lazima itweku. So komana ale une so that is another voice ne lenin mi chekiyai kasi komie kotakiweku. Yaitya komi a third voice nengalale the new people chekobwa chekale ngo mau biik che yani mabit confidence mising eng biik eng bichu mut che mpya chekobwa ngikas kolen biik anum ko uni kiyachin kasi a particular CS. You see for example education. Ile nguno kecheru chito nekivani governor ak kikochi appointee nenyin nekibo deputy governor. So len biik okay. Iman imuch makingen migosi kele une kasinyi, lakini we know for sure that probably there is a hand of the former CS in his appointment. Katebi kuwa kikitebe CS keleji oye makomachin biik lakini kone chito. You know, it is very obvious. So in emet neu emet nebo Kenya ne ngamen biik and my president ko one of the people ne angen ale is very brilliant. Ko kobetwa ko ale yani komi ko expecteni kole personally I think konemen DCS as in a rush. Amu kotakireleasen yangot kainautik chu puch kuwa rumors. So kobwa ukweli ingen atkan kora komuch ngole tebe president ak advisors chechik they might not have all the information che ingen biik. Komuch konyo chito ak papers lakini ko ndechobe ki neu rumors kidogo keyote filishek chebo biik inyoru more information about people si make a decision because another thing ne koek very very clear kokokwei in wakili chechang kokwei ogiliek chechang kora president to CS position komaelewan kora because where I sit I think in the 2010 constitution kokikochi president a very good opportunity. The president of Kenya has a very good opportunity kokwei experts in field in other. Amu number one malasima ko mwana siasa, malasima kokwei kobuek mbunge. So genyoru opportunity ikwei technocrats. Ko in the first time kingekwei president komi biik che nekit somok che kiyach kometa positions che kitinye already mbunge sikobwa nyikoib positions chebo CS. Mi ne Murkomen, mi Tuya Roslinda Soipan Tuya, mi nani kora Aden Duale che ki already sitting in Wahome. Actually there are about 4. Ko kikale biik this is an opportunity to look for managers. Why do you pick from the politicians? Ko kimi kora argument when you think as a politician ko mi argument negeleni at the end of the day politics is politics and in some key position you need any biik chetinye political experience sikotoretin because at the end of the day you need expertise, yes, but you also need politicians. But I think with what happened the last 2 years kogota a very good eye opener to the president college. Maybe it was not the best decision akwai politicians kwai cabinet secretaries. Maybe it was a better decision acheng biik che experts in fields, people who are experts, then use politicians to cover them as advisors or other positions that politicians would take. But I think in his own wisdom kokotyem kora rebalance in the same way. Igere kora kokikochi Western kicheret nekobo health, kokiwekchi yani uwa kora takotesetai Kisii kokiwekchi education, so uwa takebalance in the regional balancing. Which for me, my general feeling is that if I was to score what President did with the 11, I would give him a 4. It was not a very, very clean job. Because if you think of it, probably I liked the appointment about the young man, Eric Muga. Amu kwaro ko hasla punu a family kapsa, and the parents narrated very well his story. He worked hard, he went to Lenana School, he's done a civil engineering, he's done a master's in water and natural resources, he's done projects in that field. So probably that is the only person kwaro ale kagikochi that expertise. Lakini igere nguno miano kokakikwai chito nekikakometa ngalekab law konyo koik attorney general. Aigere kora speaker, former speaker kouni kimiko very clear. Yeah, because you see kimi ngalek cheki obviously outlawed cheki igere ko make any government as decisions. So probably it was an opportunity now for him to look for a lawyer who understands the law very well and practices and would be an advisor of a law. So I think there are so many mistakes Korajago making president in this appointment, and I don't know. I think in the Cheganget continue opportunity to correct it, and also Parliament can take their rightful position ko correcten yoto, because you see for the president he has no problem ingoyesho parliament ko kakikochi another opportunity ko kwai chito ko ngot ko kokelechi kiamete my position sinyanget in asam Rani. So you'll not blame him because parliament mekukata. So I want to encourage parliament koro bichoto komie ko scrutinize ako chi age tugul ne makararan kewek sikokwai kora president big experts. Thank you.
Kongoi missing. Kai ngalale kit nebo kamanut missing eng analysis nengung nekaikono based on that ako kemwa ile kinini nebo president ko an opportunity nebo president koker kole amu komi tebutik missing especially ngikera nominee u Rebecca Miano.
Yes.
Rebecca Miano ko inendet ko kikoek
manager nebo Kengen.
CEO nebo Kengen kichut ngalekab management missing.
Yes.
Ko mami traces kele kimitei ko practice ni. Koker kora Deborah Mlongo ni ko kikochi ngalekab health.
Baraza.
Inendet ko daktari man lakini kwa kometa akochut the administration part of it eng WHO lakini koker kele kono koweka ko nini kiembau noto ko clear dues che KMPDC akewekchi lesson inyi nebo practicing. Kokamwachi kole if you think the first choice, the first batch nebo naming of cabinets kokashokenin ko nebo aeng anyun amu eng yoto. So kengalale kit nebo kamanut kora nebo regional balancing. Ngitiem iker ngalekab regional balancing tos handle ndano president missing amu nguni ko abwati ale kakeipchi president kit age ne a very huge challenge kora amu nginemu ki eng kamasi ko lazima iwekchi nebo kamasi. Amu akoi kotebe chi kole kalyon amu kokere some of the reactions chebo biik kotebe biik kole koliano koicheru yu aki kamastanin. So kikenyak jena nyong yu. Tos changait that pressure missing eng president akoker kole yoche kochul kora kamasta age?
In my honest opinion, ko you know the constitution ko kale we must have the face of Kenya in our national endeavors. And so that one is constitutional. Yani magoi kwai biikab komasta agenge. Agikochi boishonik. Everyone in this country deserves an opportunity to lead. A child in Turkana should know that they have the same opportunity compared to a child in Kiambu. So that's and it is also ethical and it is also only fair that you balance so that at the end of the day when you sit at the table at the cabinet itinye dreams and aspirations of all the four corners of our country. So abwati ale regional balancing is very, very important. It is very, very important. However, it is not mandated in any way. Kole education, kopa Kisii, security, kopa ano, kopa Meru, health, kopa Western. No, it is not in any way. That is not our constitution. Sharia cabinet flane konyalu kobunyo. So he has a free hand to move people around. Ako decide and gole amaje chichi konge nini guni gunota. Komi siasa kora, you know, at the end of the day how you become president is through a political process, and you must think about your election. However much we might want to say that you shouldn't think about the next election, it is very important. Another important point, and I think I've told you many times, politics play a much bigger role in governance than even election. So also you need to balance so that people can feel represented and they can trust the government. Only when they trust the government, koyoto kole imuch kopais serikalit. Laini angunde ibu maendeleo che kararan etya ako feel ni Kenyans kole magimache kiyoto. At the end of the day, it will not help the Kenyans, because at the end of the day, ingibwech oret ak kemache kechopin relit komaitoretech, anan ibwech relit ak oret ne kemache, anan priority nenyo ko sipitali ak ibu sukul. You have not served us, because at the end of the day, you are ruling people who have their own interests chemache prioritize. So when you look at all these factors, it really brings you to a point where, as a president, before you make any decision on your appointment, you have to look at the bigger picture. I will assure you, my brother, that President Ruto already got the list about all the cabinet secretaries ko chosen gityo ko release njo. Amu by the time he decided ile cabinet ni ko kainde all those factors kaina ile agojini biik chetya Rift Valley, agojini Central ata Nyanza kobendi atau ne kobendi atau mi the Raila factor ne angen ale takengalale kora. So mi Raila factor, mi Rigiji yu ako mi biik ab Central chekitoretech in the previous election. So there are so many interests cheko lazima ke balancean. However, ingiro ole mi emet rani and where we are going as Kenyans, I think ngalechu tugul juba tribal regional balancing ngoking pi nebo ano tos kole ne biik ab ano ko past tense. It will not have a say in the next election. And that is my honest opinion. And I want to assure you, what Kenya went through in the last few months have a lot of impact going into the future of this country. Agabwati ale ngot ko koiro president komnye. Ako ngot ko biik che adviseni our president ko biik che realistic. Ko lazima kokonetkei. Ingikas komi biik che len you can silence Gen Zs imuch, you know, with Raila coming in and all these, ko imuch ko irrelevant koroi ba Gen Zs imuch kolia. I don't think fight nebo Gen Zs ko bekchin street. Mabekchin street. Ite ballot. It will get to the ballot. Amu kakonget pichu ko kakole enough is enough. Angot ko baishe ngalianda noto president kakole we cannot sit and watch this country being looted. We cannot sit and see people who have no ideas sitting at the top. And honestly, Thoma genyoru president netinye opportunity nebo His Excellency President William Ruto. Number one, ko President Ruto, ko one of the people chetosale they went through the actual system nebo Kenya. He's the first president who's gone through the system. Negiwa through 90% of Kenyans in terms of education, in terms of background, in terms of aspirations. Yani he's one of the first one. Amungiro chita no Moi, Kibaki, Kenyatta. There was a lot of privileges that came around, even Uhuru. But President Ruto is the first Kenyan president ne represent 90% of Kenyans. Netos kolem Kenya, I think this is one of the presidents that I can say is gone through the right checks. He's schooled very well. Chi netinya background ne resonate young most of Kenyans. Even his children have schooled in Kenya 90%. So, and he's also brilliant. Yani ingongalal president agiro, his energy, his age, everything is right with this gentleman. And he is the person who has a very strong hand because he has the best political environment. His deputy did not bring half the votes ko Wole Mwaita. The votes chekinyoring central ko kikibirchi directly ko William Ruto. And really I can tell you kimi ko matarene ndakika kwa different deputy. So magoileja decisions chachiko nusu ko namengo ko name deputy ngole deputy makia ini ko mayakse. Kogonyo Raila na kogonyoko. Aukale Raila, I want to help you. To make my priority now is Kenya. So kukainyoru such an environment as a president. I think kota take any time President Ruto ako making the most toughest decisions. I love these tough decisions chepakale ongelipan tax kote kongwan agi kirinda ngalekap deni. I wish you would have taken the same stand. I want to give experts to be in my cabinet. And for me, the best people chenyalu in the cabinet Rani, priorities chekitinye ko ki Kenyans, ke mache ke end corruption. Magimache ki expect any fertilizer kenyoru koik. Kimache ke end kiburi. We don't want ministers chengo tuye a young person ne matinye kasi, koleji magitinye kasi, magiofereni kasi. Anan go biik che reckless, che ma sensitive. You get my point? Kotini ko siling ata, you know, kimache biik che focused. Makimache biik che ba a lot of kere tukun cheu talanta hela. Ko it is more of advertising and what, but the people I know who are footballers, kotomaro ko get any opportunity. The people I know who are running, I have not seen tomaro actual uplifting. Never people, even in sports, in art. You know, we are always planning and we are always giving people hope. Lani tomaro actual footballers. Now, our national team, we've seen transformation. We have a solid national team, never football. We have a structure. Nagage laying down, seeing a national team. Konya luimiyu again journey as a young footballer. Ingnandil sanganale. This is what I need to do to play for Harambee Stars. And if you are playing for Harambee Stars, this is the level of expertise nagage build. Nagage got a big opportunity to be taken by international clubs. Same as rugby. We are not even where our sevens rugby was there previously. So we have so many challenges. Iwe trade, things, there are things that are happening, but there are things that are not moving. We have companies that are not our Ministry of Treasury, okay, navigating around the loans and all that. But there are still things that are very clean. So many projects that those there are so many opportunities that those kinyoru. So I think me a very big gap between the president and the people he works with. Me president you ko kwa ibik chelian cheming when kidogo ing mawazo ag ideas. And I think he's so busy lifting the heavy things himself to the point that matinya time kwa present agoro paishonik cha ibik chik. Amunda gitegeni a higher level. I don't want to do everything on a day-to-day. Amaja delegate na kagoji big experts ko move tukun. Taki koro gole matinyeji kapsan cabinet. So I think this was the opportunity na go take any president agole. Let me take a back seat. Aga watch na le pijuki agoji gasi nene ko kwai. Nene ko kwai leba. He's gone so many trips. He's gotten so many positions. Germany, where? How much time do we need to airlift people who have passports and degrees? In my village, I don't know one person. Germany, he got almost 200,000 slots of people in Germany that can go and work as accountants, as what? He's gotten it. I have not seen, it's just the work of the CS. This is the program, roll out. Shift. Oroni shift kige chop system kige chop ne etakele mi break ne nya loge peseke implemented. What happened to transition? What happened to rolling out things without me feeling that I'm moving from one plane to the other? So there is, and I don't think we have a gap of talent. Never be those ko moving to in such a soft way. Never go feeling that gap. So there is a big challenge. Education, CBC, we are not sure. Where will JSS go? Pendi sukula no 3 years or 2 years into it. Tom komunyo minister gole, this is the program. The new education system, never CBC, you finish JSS, this is when the exams will be done. Once you are done, KPNDU, this will be what will be offered in secondary for JSS. We will revise the, you know, there are things very simple and very agriculture. We have not seen actual policies. Kike implement an act of 2019 about coffee. Tomagero coffee ko change. We have not seen the new faces about marketers of coffee. We have not seen the new faces about peak change kwa processing. So there is still a lot of gaps. Kanget president kotelel akwai kila kitu kwa heavy lifting. Ako magomuch it will be slower in kwa inege tuguk tugul. Kimaje president kotelel at a higher pedestal. I go choosing big che run on programs. I go monitor those programs. I go communicate to us on the progress. And for him to do that, he has to choose people who are doers and creators of things. If you choose someone, Nagomi World Bank, as an advisor, on your Ministry of Health, I'm not so sure how much impact that would have in the state that we are. Because you see, advisors, in my early career, I worked at KPMG as an advisor. When you are an advisor or a consultant, most of the things come up practical. You of knowledge, yes, but you don't have the experience of doing things. And public sector is not about policies. We have the best policies. We have the best ideas. It is implementation. We need people who have worked every single day of their life doing things in the health sector. So this is how I want us to do procurement of medicine. This is how I want us to hire. This is how I want us to motivate our doctors. This is how I want us to do this and do it and have clean and clear performance indicators. Jeleni, director of medical services in health, this is what I expect from you. These are the reports. This is not clear. This is clear. So you see, when you choose people who are idealistic, then your government will be idea-based. But if you choose doers, then we will see action. And that is what I would really encourage President Kwai. Don't take any time. Doers, creators, kitinye very big companies in this country. We have people, I can give you an example of Peter Njonjo. Peter Njonjo, he working as a very senior person in a big corporation as a CEO. Almost 15 years ago, he was already head of Coca-Cola in Africa. He has had the world experience in governance. Kigo nyonyiko chop a startup in Kenya negile Twiga Foods. Negi kwai farming. He has done a lot of farming even in Galana Kulalu as a private whatever partnership. Kalia maginde jita na uno agriculture. Kigero big chegi kwai in paishonik. Alak, I can give you an example of Kiprono Kitonyi. Murenetab in App Kalenjin. He's a big entrepreneur that we've seen. The companies he's built. Kigero legigo kwerita NSC. Give us that person as a CS never finance, because probably he's not just an idealistic. He has done it, he has seen it. You see, so I think we don't lack talent. What we lack is advice to the president on how we should take this country forward. So my prayer is that in the cabinet, the president will look at it much more better. Agocheng big chetos kwa holiday agoro. Ako testai met pichu kokwei magoi komuny
mi kit age kora nebo komonut missing arap sawe ni komeche kengalale ako kokobit a lot of claims kele president missing ko either masomani mood anan komagere anan komakase.
Yes.
Amune kimi an interview nekikiker pa media nekikakitebe that question akeleji president ikasteyano akobo ngalechu. Kaker one of the nini nyebo ra gazetit noto no mio nekakisir kele turmoil in Raila camp has allies eye for cabinet jobs.
Yes.
Whatever nimi kwakse nguni neki kambaget ak ne kokiyak not because of a political motive. Kimongotinye any political motive. Kuyekemwa. Kikimeche kowalak the style of governance.
Yeah.
Ko changing the style of governance because most of the demands about these young people. Ako ngiger nebo man. After kage rejecting the finance bill.
Yes.
Kawezi president ko saina. Kiro ile kipungwan ngalekab kambaget kidogo keisto CSS kopungwan kabisa.
Yeah.
Ni kwagera conversation ni kotesetai en Twitter ako kungengolole ki aketebe kele kit nekai president kwagune komaisu president that one amune the issues chikograzen kakonyor president a second chance.
Yeah.
Correcting
mistakes.
The mistakes. Cabinet secretaries chipre target, cabinet secretaries chima focus into ideas chikemwa nye agonye manyuru bora inata yegwa cabinet secretary. Ko it is very realistic. Simple issues.
Yeah.
Two shift. No communication.
Yeah.
Ngalekab education.
Yeah.
Chipa CBC.
Nobody knows.
Tom gegas ko nyo CS akole ngechul guni ko yokemwa 2 years later. Right now kokanget president ako ger ngalekab Azimio.
Yeah.
Koger ngalekab ODM. Mi ngolale nguni kole broad based government. Kutebe bik that was not our issue. Our issue was we want to see people walk.
Yeah.
Kama chenge mwa Rani, kile mi micheset, ni kile fencing, ngeme nebo Kenya. Iga ni ile sahi go bendi bi Olympics. Kumi one competitor na beme nebo Kenya, nebo fencing. Mi game ni kile fencing, ni boy chetu kunchuro ton. Ke brother ke. We have one of the competitors. She have qualified among around 30 people in the nini who are qualified. She's going there, a lady. Toma ke kaskinuna. Is there a federation? How is it funded? Those are the questions you make go gaspi. Kika mwabi go like the political environment. The politics is not about Azimio.
Yes.
Kenya kwanza. The politics is about this issue.
Yes.
Kemwa nyiba leba. Nyiba ulinpa Germany. Kagolia the CS nebo
leba.
Kole Arab sawe.
Migasi.
Mete kon migasi. Germany go meet over 200,000.
Yes.
Kika sinye besio le kagonyo CS gole CS. Kangeti. Engama stable rated, engama stable Kericho, engama stable Nairobi, Nakuru. Kage chop room it. Ojo go net ke bi language nebo Germany.
Mami.
Ko chop ke.
No one.
For Olinda.
Hakuna.
Arabu, migasi ko Arabu. Tom ke gas kole, this is it.
Yeah.
So choto chige meche ke gas kele kak. So tebutiet nete be bige. Tom go realizing president kole this is something else. Amu ngin corporate and big chi propose ngune. Kele ka kele meche ko moto DMB. Kele ka imut big fulani. Kutebe bi gole. Ara amagetar ni. Tom ge solve this problem. Ge developer got a problem again. Tom ge elewan gele what is the root cause of whatever is going on in Kenya ngune.
Ngamwaon. I think it's the voices around the president. Ingen ki ingi chekil komye. Kikitu yugimi Rani amu biik chemi around president. Kikakobit gap between the deputy ak president. Ako kiamwaun yu kenyalechini ingekoini nafas simi yubaitit nebo president. Ko it is upon you to use your wisdom. Imeken sure ile masireke president ak deputy nenyi anan mat koib siasa. Amu iwendi village deputy kachop ngalek kororonitu ngoli. Metlia inye mengem. Lakini ngiwa ak village komwain chichi kobanganun chichi kolion. Komakai create that enmity. Kebwa issue nebo aeng. Issue nebo in Gen Zs. Ako amwaun ukweli, mi biik chekochute akopangan komach korebenech ngecheret akobo issue nebo Gen Zs. 100% I agree with that because kingero ko kichangen koroi ole kinyonunda akonam oret age nekimokonoto. Angot Gen Zs alak ko kitiach let. So lakini mi biik chekinyo koboisie. Lakini mi ukweli na makoi kieshe kemwa. There is an element of truth in what the Gen Zs were saying. There is truth in what they were saying. And some of these things are very basic. Yani, ingatebe angot my mother, retired P2 teacher, aleji une, ngalekab education, ko kuleja magingen kele bendi ano lagok ko katarin ne. Ingitebe chi age tugul nemi labor, an HR professional ko kuleji ni, magoi ilechech kakenyoru opportunities chebo German amakitinye data anan biik che ingen German. Angot communication inege sikota ko prepare biik. So you see these are basic things. Chekileni magoi bial tuguk tugul ial ingwek ial kichungit ial ne etya yutie kibirtit magoi kwany. So matinde mwaiwe chile. Matinde mwaiwe chile chetinye nekit keam lunch ngomami kibirtit it is the smallest element. Lakini it is the most basic. And it does not need any expertise. It just needs someone who has done it. Chito nekisoman komuch kwal tukchu tugul lakini magoi al kibirtit. Lakini nekisoman ako kwany koleinen he taune kibirtitas. So that is the challenge. Kitinye brokers che kainautik che echen, che stories lakini they have never done anything. And let me tell you, the biggest mistake, elect someone who's never done anything. Who just talks. You will not achieve what you want. The president is overwhelmed. Sikobit mistakes jotugul kwamu busy mising president. marue chicho yae kasit neo nenyigis ngalejin president ko cabinet secretary nebo ministries 22 ingen more information about those ministries than even the people he has recruited but for some reason ko amu kakoek busy chichi ako advisors che peak chok chebo gaa abwati ale that is where the problem is it is through these advisors che mekochin space president koleji this is what we want you to do oye matarete chichi sai nguno amu kotate biik kotalechigei kekwei chito koek minister nebo agriculture ne makingen kabatishet neyae makingen in kakile is an economist nebo agriculture nebo what you see kekwei chito koek CS nebo water I agree as a Gen Z is young and all that, he's an expert in that field, I'm okay with that. Lakini toma keker kele what is this entrepreneurship, what are these opportunities? Tos kikwai kasi kot ko create anything sigele orono a company ne ko setting up nekiko automate ngalekab beek nekikwai ne nekiko create creativity and therefore ingekochi chichi kasitab water konyikochenge opportunities in water neikochin biik beek and at the same time kosinyikosirwech vijana chechok engineers kazi. You know those are the people you need to look for. Now kowole ketepte tos maibeit president tos magertai the truth is that he's overwhelmed and I want to agree with you there is information jemaityin in president mi tuguk chemagere amu kakoek busy missing president how do we solve that I think the best way to solve this now is for the president himself to take time kabisa and listen to people angondalen president ingateken one week off and just kwenda nemamwaige ne sitting down akoebit ko sitting down koebit ko sitting down koebit it would help or at least read information go to social media feel what people want kagileji president biik chengamen kakonyo Raila ko kagenyoru kurainik chekimache sigelia kebe tai it is true I am confident that that is what will happen. Kakotoretech 2027 kimustae amu nguno siasa wise ko kakoborokis makomi competition amu angonda ngete Rigiji anan konget Kalonzo komami chiyo ko mustae the president in 2027 but is that what we want? Yani President Ruto for his career as a politician, as person who's first posting after degree na nying University of Nairobi ko koek MP na Eldoret North, ako risen to deputy president, minister, all this, ako ek president na tom go lose any election even one day. Is that what he wanted, to just win elections? I don't think. Maybe, I don't know. Lakini if he wanted to transform this nation, then he should take a back seat agole. It is okay, I can win 2027 asubuhi. Lakini to what? For what? Yani katoreti negiyoto. If you cannot use this opportunity to transform this country. So I want to believe that the spirit and the heart of the president is to transform this country. And Mr. President, if you want to transform this country, the people you've chosen will not help you. Magoi. Kene mugitiongo nine, kene mugaseti ni wech kole, agi sir tarikitab Rani agiwegu. Ama ichange nangot anything else. Agileda uruni tarikaseti tabra. So I think the people who advise the president. Kita moja ningen ane my father ko kisawe yat. Lakini mi kablela chechang chechama. Kiatuyaga inabunu Eldoret kiyoite mwony eng ndegeit a very neni engineer nebo kalenjin nekikwai mung'ara atebe aleji moityini kabisa somwochineiwech amu makimache kewal makikere is chito neu chichi lakini kalya momwochi komwoiwo ng'alek chechang sine ko 45 minutes kelanda na mamwoiwo kolecho kora matakomwoiwo machulgut kimache kaplelachek chebo kalenjin ko ng'ololchineiwech president akeisto brokainik che mache kityo testai status quo sikotestai kwamis matakobwat kole imuch iamishe kora akwamis nelion neoteteke tuwai. When the government becomes broader, when opportunities becomes bigger, when things work, everybody benefits. and all of us will benefit. So I don't think the president kumache kityo ko winen amu it is okay Raila comes in kenyoru cabinet secretaries cheu Joho Oparanya ngwage pichoto kopwa. They've done 10 years, we've seen what they've done. Okay, mayach million yach pichu sine imuch kwai 1 2 3 lakini ma change anything. Niko tesetai kityo kunot. Magoi change anything amu kigero where they are at level of ideas and nini will get. But we have sons and daughters of this country chekingen ole imuch koit emoni amu kigero kiko creating things from zero ako investments ako building things kigero tuguk chekikotech eng eunek kwak kigero tuguk cheimuch kwai biik angot kwachi emotinwek alak biikab emoni kalya makinam bichu akekochi kasit angot 2 years ichegei ngomawake noto kole president ngawek chukibo Kenya amu kwaker ale ngango ndewal kokergei yeah yes
kongoi missing ameche kemi ketoroti tetutiet eng karonet nebo rani ingen ile katebenin ngunoto amune ane koachin kidogo ami ground ami social media atema compare ki after kako nemen the 11 candidates chebo nini ongoin ko kinoko kikas the feeling about the kikas the feeling in ground akot online keep that acha ginye ka president kora like kitinye big hope kabisa abwati betu noto on was it on Thursday or Friday ko ki Friday at around 4 p.m. ko kiami railway station in Nairobi ako igemi railway ak peak kole kemi ke amelogo almost 20 people ko kigere the screen sigekas kele tos lene president because meet that anticipation kele now there is a hope that this time he has gotten it right.
Yes.
Kago chulanguni lente yani ni matuk chikeji lakini kinga kas kitye biik kole kakonemen biik yani ko somber mood yani kole biik kakalion kora boyot kakolia kora boyot anani mi biik chekakomu boyot kolejin komai kuni kolion anani tos toko ngalechu kibo campaign len chitaja ngoto kiager yu kiaun kikile so ngimeto kabisa ko makararan noto so kutai ko tebik so noto ni sigere ko koibu that question amu ki the feeling immediately of the 20 people chikomi orit yundo irili utawala ki autai biko le met ko like ne ora
ngere ngamwaun ngaliot agenge arap kemboi ane ko am a very staunch and serious supporter of a president for a very long time and yani ngap kobwa conversations in WhatsApp groups when you are seated with people ngap kobwa conversations kobetun poindishek saa zingine amu kimwaun ukweli ichakte kidogo amache kotoretech president kokonech nafas akiche keng'ololse kabisa with our faces high akemwa kele this country is going to the right direction. Yeah. That is my hope.
Mabwati ngot komi chi nemakyin
atesetai kabisa akilige kabisa namana lakini ngap kemwaun ukweli ichakte ne inam simet kolakiwe you know as ingen shida nebo in somanani ak in information ko clear in your conscience nemakoi yani mi kii nengemwaun ko ukweli yani kobetun amongot ngap angot kole etuya kwa jumbe ing'alal kulen wajumbe ngap kora kobete ole imwaitoi amu yani ingen akine yani lenin chito achakine
yani begero akine
you know so I hope we can get there where we can sit in the height to 2022 elections achakine kikimwaiwech ne because we had the points and everything was very practical and it was flowing with what the president was saying now we were given the opportunity how can we continue that good conversation nikilen megere ngalekiche I can give you an example housing well done. Ndegere Kass ine kokwai housing levy. Well done. Probably media have not highlighted. But you see, ndatesetai tukun cheu cho programs cheu cho. So there are places where the president has gotten it right. Excellent. Komias ole manyor biik ako meatin kabisa. And unfortunately, education, health, roads, no, these are things that are very emotive. Yeah.
Ingen ile kemwa ile nguni for president kemwa ile David yametetean ke ibiger kabisa ile ire to the build up about 2022 iwe election ko kimen points kabisa ngingalal kabisa akot achama nguni sai most of the people tom ko lose no tukobwati kole tukotinye kiyait age ne engage ni president akowalak ngele ko tebena chito iwe for example kole maimugakse kenam one thing ake focusan per ministry ngele nguni ministry amu kikona example nguni ministry nebo roads and ministry of education ak health kikon somok kole ministry noto nebo roads transport and infrastructure town no Nairobi tinya a lot of rail networks but in a town no Nairobi rail networks chingenile the problem has been jam problem now we have rail networks kike up infrastructures railway stations but when it comes to the rail itself ko mayele wanakse kole amune akonda tebene ni nyarap sawe nguni amune siku nguni town no Nairobi komi one rail nini agenge karit nebo mat agenge ningete Ruiru akoi Nairobi subui akomuny akoi jioni kowek amune sa maki-improve kele 5 trips
siaset kai
5 trips kele
siaset kai amu mi biik chekikwal matatu ingen makoi al nenis makoi al karitab mat lakini much ial matatu so mi biik chekikwal matatu ako chutok chekoromitu so kokokibwoti kele now because kokobit opportunity nebo kemwa ukweli mobilizan biik voten based on issues kokotamatita ketinye burden chebo politics ingen politics sile ngap ko stopeni kabisa kakile stopeni rege ibwati ile ara nguno ndawendi sekta ine sikome matatu sekta ingen nguno yakanam jam kabisa kopaipai Kimutai and his team biikab matatu sector anan kikure ngo the chairman nebo matatu sector
kikowalak Mau Kimutai
Mau Kimutai so that chairman and these people they are very happy kokanamak jam kole Kibaki tried nyikochobat these stations in Nairobi chebo railway lakini ngiwe nemi Embakasi nemi neniyo Imara Daima mi nemi Ruiru mi nemi orit yun Jogoo Road mi nemi ano ko negit ko parking kityo ne parkene biik karishek ako manda kwai shughuli chechwak and you see one ko slow kiek slow koroi number 2 ko old technology yani kotebi ngon chito yani angot the cabin chebo ni ko machoba komie so kit ne kinyalu keyai one ko management makichob I don't know but kineu angot ma profitable it's too slow malion ma efficient tukun kityo chekipimani saishek mami ki nebo maana nekeyai eng Europe ane kiatebi eng Europe mami ki nebo maana kikiyai eng yundo kikimaken sure kityo kele it is working which is something you can make sure it is working because train go kakile every 5 minutes if you miss you've missed if you can wait for the next and you look at our local even carrier nebo airlines they are perfect they are working perfectly fully run by Kenyans so it means we can actually be able to do it kai kityo tom kwal biik ne ndegeishek kikechob kora nindo koyekin matatu so I think it's politics now this is an opportunity where the president can actually use his strong hands ko clearen and even the CS nebo in roads abwati ingoingiani kokingenemen CS Murkomen kokikapangan I remember there is even a project nekiyaya KPMG kole kimache kechob anda nini ak UK nebo railway ne aro ale ngokastoi chichi mangen ale kiwano maana ya sale kilya So ko pointishek chotok che kingenam kabisa komatwae chito. Lakini sahi angot ngimang'ung Nairobi ibun karit akoi Hilltrade koropta kinye kibo which month? Mi potholes. Akeutye. You know, so there are things that are not korom kabisa.
Koromit ng'alechu kong'ete kanisa. Ko agere eng clipit age man ko koiro nekomi rigiji kaniset fulani eng betut nebo amut. Kong'et amdoindet kabisa. Ako wer kwenet kabisa.
Nikokanam koita
kokanam koita.
Aka bro komwa ukweli.
Koikas inye ng'alala nato.
Komwa ukweli.
Kale otare korok ng'alek olin bo kware. Moibu koita netom kechop komie.
Koita nekachobok.
Otare ng'alek kwak olin bo kware. Si ngoibu koker chito kole uyo maya koi.
Maya koi.
Amu ngiker iwe out of the CSS ngiker around 22.
Yes.
Meche itebe chito ile amune sike bulldoze 15. Ama kitebe eng 7.
Exactly. So it tells you that you've gotten this wrong and you've gotten this right. And it is very simple.
Kikere kityo. Kongoi mising ng'aliot nekitorete tutiet parting shot ko ne ngaronete barat.
Oye, chang ng'alek. Abwati ale ngotep ke create time next week nyikeng'alale. Kitinye our local challenges kora ngolin banandil. Che kakotoi kandoik kora kole kimache keng'et kebel factorishek keon multinationals. Now, ikere nguno chitugul ing Nandil. Nembe Nandil constituency, biik chebo Nandil constituency kotinye chaik angot nda point moja, angot nda ketik somok. Komi every family komi chaik kidogo. Kialdae chaik 23 shillings, ikochi butindet karibu 10-11 shillings. So komi 13 shillings per kilo. And sometimes ko biik che tinye mbaronik che mengechen kobutyingei konyoru the entire 23 shillings. It is not the best. We can get more. We can get more from tea sector. It is not the best. Lakini ko 23 shillings rani che tos konyor hustler ne butyingei chaik chi kidogo. Koib factory ip kenga kelipan at the end of the month kolia au kimatakomi chi Nandil, so it is the only source of income. Ingen ole kinyawendi sukul ko kimi chego, kiaibe chego bakochi biik chebute chaik chebo estate nyikwale sukaruk mate kolia ko ng'alekab chepkondok chekinyoru eng chaik kobendi fees. Sai mako fees ichegei, chepkondet kai kidogo 10-15,000 koibe tuguchu tugul. Now kakole kandoik some of the leaders chebo Nandi kimache keon factory ni kole kibele kesir biikab kaa kobut chaik. Now ibut chaik ko estate ko 9-10 shillings per kilo. Kairebe chit kai haslayat kai 23 shillings amu kayon chubindet ichengchini siling 9. Keelewana? Kemach ion estate kele sikolia sip kobut chaik chichi. Now today ko biik generally chebo Nandil ko kikosomeshan lagok mising, kokilgei kwalda tuga kolia certificate ne diploma. Now inginam bichu kakosomansa kidogo kole akimach ile the only hope nebo bichu ko koek tea pluckers, the only opportunity ne ikere eng Nandils ko kobut chaik bichu ko very complicated. My own perspective ko kotakitaune university eng Nandils nebo Samoe. Yekakenyoru university nebo Samoe korok keweku economy kowek korok koek vibrant economy. Yetya keweke kesoten kiiba machine nekiten years ago. Amu university ko menideni estate, menideni ngo. University we just need to stand firm as a people chebo Nandila kele this is the priority that we want. Akemwa kabisa kot koityi president kelechi chobwech university, Mr. President. Konech university nebo Samoe koitalel, yutok ole mi tikitikab koitalel. Ikere? Yeitya Mosoriot, we love the people chebo Mosoriot. Nandi eku achek ako biikab kaa. Kong'et Mosoriot koek a branch nebo Koitalel University. Siketinye Koitalel University ing ole kilya, ole kimi tikitikab Koitalel. Yeitya ketinye campus nemi Mosoriot, ketinye campus eng Aldai, ketinye campus eng Emgwen. Yani ke spreaden this good thing across. But at least ke make sure kele biikab Nandil ko benefiten sikowek that town back to lively. Yeitya keng'et nguno ng'alekab kapchai, ketau korok ak ng'alekab discussion ak estate. Keker kele amu lease netinye estate sai ko lease nebo manipa chumbindet lease nebo serikalit nebo sais the government of Kenya. So keker keleji government how can we help our farmers? How can we really help our farmers to benefit and more? So that is a very emotive issue nekitinye sai ngolin baga, and I want to advise my MP Bernard Kitur or request him as my leader. Kotaretech ko prioritize kabisa in ngalekab university ko pushen akemete side shows chekilen kinge imbaretab yu kale ngune sikeyal imbaret ngetech kityo Samoe korok ngalen mi high school Samoe ketech university Samoe yeitya as ngomayam campus noto yani mache ngilejin ngeyal koret ko kaitech korok nemi yeitya kebe kunoto siko benefiten yani ketoret biik kabisa ko filen biik ing lolotunwek kwak ko ngetau pole pole kunot ko bichu tugul kimae kobut chaik kobekchin boisionik kwak akot university yeitya kero kele now how can we benefit from the estate keyai asin ngalekab bonus kenyoru direct marketing chebo chaik chok tugun cheu cho sikotoret biik chok kokol chaik kokol tugun cheu avocado kolia ke move at least from ole kimetoiwech aramo ole kikibute chaik kebwa ole kiproduceni chaik akealde direct ko benefiten biik chok lakini ngengetu yu yani huwa kakichilgei kele forever kowek kamuktoindet ko kibutikab chaik akengetu in that level which I don't think that is the aspirations nebo sigik chok amu kabut chaik sigindet 10-20 years koretire ing estate akosomeshan lakwet akoi form 4 anan koit university yetya ile kit netos itore sigindonoto ko itore lakwenyi kowek kobut chaik kibute. You get my point? It is not very decent. Yeah. Otherwise, thank you very much. I hope we can come back and continue the conversation next week.
Hanyin ngalalet kabisa ko yekingen ile inyendet kabisa ko ijita ne ngengalal ko tos kitebi ngyo jioni. Tos kitebi ngyo jioni. Lakini kongoi mising akobo kasarta nengung nikeib angana lekechelewan ngwiya lakini kit nebo kamanut kakemwa ako kit nekakemwa yu bo kamanut mising ako kongoi mising. Kitab kolenjin kakeit let nebo ngalalet nebo betutab rani. Nikata director nenyu Filton Biwot amechoma kuni kaka tugul nemie kainenyu ko Dennis Arap Kemboi.